Happy Thursday afternoon, everybody. I'm just going to give y'all the rundown on the craft that we're going to do this week. And we are going to be making xylophones using Twizzlers and other assorted candy. So this is the first craft, I think, that we will have done like for the duration of this year of kids seeing that actually is not going to play music, but I think the kids will enjoy it because they're going to get to eat it, and who doesn't love to eat candy? So I will have the bags all prepped, and I know that y'all have offered to help with it, but honestly, it hadn't been that bad this week. The hardest part is cutting down the Twizzlers. So the little bags will be prepped, and I'm going to bring these to church so they'll be in place, but they'll have everything in them. So they'll have all of the little pieces of Twizzlers. The graham cracker is going to be cut down. The 6 M&Ms, the 2 pretzels, 2 marshmallows, and we're going to see how it goes with the nerds. I don't know if we're going to do that or not, but I'm going to test it out. This is my first time doing it, so bear with me as I do this. I will say, Melissa, one thing I forgot to tell you that we need is frosting, but I have a container of frosting that I'll bring because that's how we're going to get everything onto the graham cracker. So every kid will have a plate. We'll want to make sure that everybody does hand sanitizer before they do this craft because I'm certain they're going to want to eat most of it by the time they're finished with it. But what we're going to do first is we're going to get the legs on the bottom. And so I've just got like a container of frosting. And all you're going to do is each kid, I think the best way to do this is going to just be to put like a little dollop of frosting on their plate where they are going to be doing their craft. And then that way they can just, probably will be easier for them to just kind of like dip it in there. Or we could have some plastic knives there for them to use, but they're just going to put a little dollop of frosting on the bottom side of each one of the M&Ms, and we may not need 6. Well, we may just need 5. They may just get to eat that last one because I don't think we need 2 at the end, but let's see if I can fit it. However it works. Okay, yeah, they'll fit there. So those are like the legs, and these are really pretty much unnecessary, quite honestly, but who doesn't love a little extra chocolate? So we're going to flip it over, and then that's how it's going to sit up. And then the kids are going to just, I think the best way to do this is just going to be to frost the whole graham cracker. So just a light layer is all they're going to need because it's just going to help the Twizzlers to just kind of sit on there, basically. It's going to help them to stick in place. So, and you know, this is definitely going to be a messier craft, but the good thing is, even though it's messy, they can just lick themselves up and clean themselves off as they go along. So, like I said, we want to make sure we get their hands nice and clean before we start this craft. So get the graham cracker nice and coated with the frosting. And the one thing that they will have to do is they're going to have to sort their shape. So they're going to want to go through and from biggest to smallest on the Twizzlers. And then it's just going to be a matter of setting the Twizzlers on top of the xylophone in order of largest to smallest. And there are 11 pieces of Twizzler candy on here. And they have to start it like right at the edge here. Mine is going to have to shift just a little. But in order for all 11 to fit. And then it'll fit on there like that. And after that, we can make the utensils that we'll use to play the xylophone. So you're just going to take the pretzel stick and just squish it into the marshmallow. On Pinterest, I had seen they had used like sprinkles or something, but I don't know that sprinkles are going to work. But you know how the xylophones have the little, I guess these are just the things that kind of hold it in place. This is going to be a little difficult, I would say, because the Twizzlers have the ridges in them. And you're going to have to find like the right size nerd. But this could be something that if there's a kid who finishes early, they could always go through and put the nerds on there. So the Twizzlers do seem to have like a flat side and a rounded outside too, just because of the way they were packaged. I think that one's flipped the wrong way. So it's going to be kind of hard to get that one on there, but we don't have to do this. Just would be a little bit of extra sugar for them, quite honestly. Let's see if I can get that one flattened out a little bit better. But anyway, you see how I'm going along with that. And I'm not going to sit here and do every single one of those because I think you get the point. But then I would say before we tell them to have free reign and start eating, maybe we could like sing a little song and they could act like they're playing the xylophone. So there it is. Twizzler Xylophones is the craft for Sunday. I'll have everything prepped and ready for the kids in bags. We'll just need to put them on plates and I'll bring the frosting. So let me know if you have any questions about this week's craft. Look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday.